People are dead this evening, including the gunman, after a shooting inside a Pawtucket, Rhode Island hockey rink while high school teams were in the middle of a game. 3 other people are wounded.
Now, police just gave us new information about this shooting, which happened a few hours ago now. The shooting was inside of the Dennis M. Lynch Arena. This is in Pawtucket, and this is where we have live team coverage tonight, Lisa.
That's right. We want to begin with WBZ's Louisa Moeller, who is there in Pawtucket. Louisa, what can you tell us from your vantage point?
Well, Lisa, Courtney, first I will just get out of the way so you can see how very much this is an active investigation. We, in fact, can see some federal law enforcement, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms on the outskirts of this parking lot around the Dennis Lynch Arena, and, of course, the caution tape. And you just mentioned, we just heard in a last-minute press conference from Pawtucket's mayor and police chief that there are 3 deceased individuals from this incident. They say that one of those people is the suspect. 2 others are victims. We have very little information other than that one of the victims is a female. They also say there are 3 others in critical condition at the hospital. Now, they received 911 call around 2:28, 2:30 this afternoon of an active shooting at the Dennis Lynch Arena. Obviously, this is a very chaotic situation because there were multiple high school age hockey teams playing in the arena at the time. These games were also being live streamed online, adding to the chaos. They arrived here, found the victims as well as the suspect. They are saying preliminarily that appears the suspect died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but they say they still need to piece all of this together. They were able to escort families out of the building, reunite them with their kids, and that process is ongoing. Here's a little bit about what the chief and the mayor told us a few minutes ago.
Upon arrival, police were met with several people, obviously inside the arena, and there was 2 casualties within the arena. The suspect was confirmed as one of those casualties. Later on, we learned that another casualty from the shooting was at the hospital, that they succumbed to their injuries after being at the hospital, and there is 3 additional victims at the hospital that all are in critical condition at this time. It appears that this was a targeted event, that it may be a family dispute.
Now, this is key. You just heard from the chief that it appears this was a targeted event, that this was a family dispute. She could provide not too many additional details about whether this started occurring before they arrived at the arena, but at least the good news is there doesn't appear to be any wider threat to the community at this point. So at this point, we know 3 deceased people, 3 in critical condition, and police are going through the very detailed process of going and talking to all of the people who were inside the arena at the time of this crime to figure out exactly what happened. Live in Pawtucket, Louisa Moeller, WBZ News.
Yes, and you can see how active a scene that is. Louisa, thank you. It was senior night inside that hockey rink with teams from several schools who were playing there this afternoon. WBZ's Paul Burton continues our live team coverage in Pawtucket. And Paul, so many students, so many families. I know you talked with a player who was actually on the ice when the gunfire started.
Yeah, Owen Lawrence is the goalie. He was actually on the ice when he heard that gunfire. He said he thought it was just balloons going off. But shortly after that, he realized this was the real thing. I'm here on Broad Street in Pawtucket, and behind me is where some of the players came out of and then huddled near a mini mart that was right by here. We saw some just overwhelming video of players running into this mini mart right here on Broad Street, reuniting with their families. Just an overwhelming sense, hugging each other. Could not believe that this was actually happening. Owen Lawrence is a 16-year-old hockey player, has been playing hockey all his life. He was on the ice when this happened. He said he heard the gunshots, he fell to the ground, and then all of a sudden, all the players quickly ran away into the locker room. Let's hear what he had to say just a moment ago.
We pressed against the door and just tried to stay safe down in there. But no, it was very scary. We were very nervous. So, yeah, it was very scary.
Where did the shots come from? Do you know?
Yeah, it was the far side. So I was on the, where the Zamboni is. It was the far side of the building, on the opposing side's bench. Yeah, it was scary. It was a lot of shots.
How many?
I think I heard 14.
Did you see where the people who were shot were?
I did not see. I did not see. I was so nervous. I went down and then I ran.
So you don't know if it was any players or if it was people in the stands?
I think it was someone in the stands, but I don't know. I don't know. Were
you guys on the ice again?
I was on the ice. Yes.
The game was underway?
Yes, it was on. Yeah.
And then just tell me again where you guys went after. What did you?
I went to the locker room. I was scared. I went right to the locker room and hid and bunkered down.
What did you hear?
I mean, I heard gunshots, and I was just trying to hunker down. When I went in the locker room, I heard no gunshots, but I was just after I was in the locker room, I didn't hear anything.
How many gunshots did you hear?
I don't know exactly. I heard about, like, it was a lot. I really didn't know. About, like, 13-ish. I don't know.
Showing amazing composure there, Owen Lawrence, only 16 years old, been playing hockey for so many years. You're watching video now of him, of Olin and his teammates going into this mini-mart, hugging one another, embracing one another, and then trying to reunite with their families. Again, this is all a complete and utter shock to all of these players. It's amazing how well Olin composed himself in that interview. He was just, this just happened, and he's trying to wrap his head around this. He was here for a hockey game, a sport that he loves to play his entire life, and then now this. Everything has changed. He goes, he's seen these things on the news happen, but now he's saying, I'm living this, and it's overwhelming. He says tonight he's going to go home. He's going to reunite with the rest of his family and his girlfriend. He's thankful that none of his teammates were injured in this incident, but he knows there's going to be a lot of healing that needs to take place and a lot of counseling, because this is just overwhelming. These people came to play a hockey game, and then gunfire erupts and just terror everywhere. And these players did their best they can to run for help, run for cover, and stay safe. Live in Pawtucket, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
Paul, thank you. Yes.